Everybody, good to see you. Um, Listen, if you're watching the replay, which I know a lot of you do, I would love it if you could, let me get this up here. If you would let me know, just put hashtag replay in the comments. That would be awesome. So I'm Cindy Baker, executive function coach, which means I help with productivity. I work with a lot of professionals that have ADHD. So usually the strategies that I share are ADHD friendly, and I empower entrepreneurs and other creative professionals to overcome overwhelm and manage their time and their energy and their focus so they can grow their business without burnout. And so I share tips, places like this, and also on stages as a speaker. So glad you are here. Welcome, everybody. We're diving into a big productivity trap today that so many high achievers fall into, and that is task hopping. Task hopping. So you know that feeling when you start one thing, you get halfway through, then you jump to something else. And before you know it, you've got 12 tabs open, and maybe 12 is conservative, five unfinished projects, and zero sense of accomplishment. Anybody relate? Put in the chat if you can relate. Today, I'm going to show you how to break that cycle and start finishing what you start without needing more time or more willpower or more caffeine, how to stop task hopping. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Task hopping feels productive because you're doing something all the time. You're moving, but movement doesn't always mean progress. I mean, think about the hamster on the wheel. He's moving, he's wearing himself out, but he's running in place on that little wheel. He's not making any progress. Studies show that it can take 23 minutes to refocus after switching tasks. And the truth is, task hopping is not a time issue. It's a leak of focus. Um, so every switch comes with a price. Every time you switch tasks, your brain loses focus. And so remember, it takes an average of 23 minutes to refocus after a distraction. I know, right? So it keeps you stuck in this loop of being busy but not productive. And, let's be clear, task hopping does not mean that you're lazy, doesn't mean you're unmotivated. You're working hard, especially for ADHD or fast-moving entrepreneurial brains. Um, your brain craves stimulation, so it's going all the time. And the trick is to learn how to use that unique brain wiring to your advantage instead of fighting against it. Um, it's just how your brain is wired. Boredom or a low dopamine drive um, gives you that urge for novelty, and you want to switch so you can have something new. Perfectionism or overwhelm push you to escape discomfort, and you have that false sense of progress, which tricks your brain into thinking that you're being productive. So it's a domino effect. Think of every half-finished task as like an open browser tab in your mind. And over time, that creates mental clutter and frustration and a loss of confidence in your ability to finish things. So when you have unfinished tasks, it's taking up bandwidth in your brain. It's mental clutter. Each unfinished task drains mental energy, believe it or not. And you start to lose trust in your own follow through, which results in guilt and frustration, and you just get stuck. You stalled momentum. And here's where the magic happens. I'm going to share with you the finish line framework. Finishing isn't about working harder. Let me say that again. Finishing isn't about working harder. It's about being clear and intentional. So we're going to go through these in a little more detail, but I'll give you the overview now. First is clarify your finish line. Define exactly what done looks like. And then chunk it down into something doable. break the task into one sitting's worth of focus time. And then finally, commit by creating friction against switching. And I'm going to explain what that means in just a minute. So, step one is to clarify. Define what done looks like. Your brain it isn't going to know what to do if you haven't defined what done looks like. Most task hopping happens because your brain doesn't have a clear finish line. So define completion clearly to get that dopamine reward when it's done. Ambiguity kills focus. Write your finish line in a clear sentence. The task is done when? What's it going to look like? What's it going to feel like? If it's too big, break it down until it fits one work session. So you may just be finishing one piece of a bigger project. So that's the first step. Second is to chunk. That's where you shrink the task. If your brain sees something as too big, then it's going to rebel just naturally. So the antidote is chunking. Break big projects into bite-sized, finishable chunks. Momentum creates motivation. Momentum creates motivation. So big tasks are going to trigger avoidance. So divide into chunks that can be done in 25 to 90 minutes. If it's going to take you longer than 90 minutes, you need to cut it up. You can use micro wins to build momentum. Instead of waiting until this big giant thing is done, like a week from now, before you celebrate the little milestones along the way. Now, third step is commit. Commitment is about creating focus boundaries. When you block 30 or 90 minutes, you tell yourself, I can do anything else after this block, but not during it. So you're building boundaries, you're blocking distractions. Set a visible timer, something you can see. Don't just look at the one time in space time on your phone, but actually something where you're aware of the passing of time. Eliminate or delay interruptions and reward yourself only after finishing the chunk. You're not allowed to do anything else until you finish that one little piece. Okay. Now, that's your focus flow formula, your finish line formula. So, the way you do this, the way you create your routine, is you pick one task, you define what done looks like, you set a timer for focused work, put a boundary on distractions, and then you finish, and then you reward yourself, and then you repeat it. So it retrains your brain from scattered multitasking to satisfying completion. So you can call this your focus flow formula or your finish line formula. So what if you're going to get distracted anyway, right? I hear this a lot. And let's be honest, distractions are going to happen. They're still going to happen despite your best efforts to keep them away. So keep a parking lot list for stray thoughts. It's like it can be a bulletin board or a folder or just a pad of paper, but something where when something comes in your brain, you put it there. You write it down, you put a sticky note there so that you can immediately go back to your task and you don't have to worry about remembering it because you know you can look at it later. Finishing a skill that strengthens with finishing is a skill that strengthens with practice. So you do have to practice finishing things because maybe you're not used to finishing, you're used to task switching. So there's a ripple effect when you do this. When you start finishing, everything changes. When you start finishing tasks consistently, your entire energy shifts. You gain back time and you trust yourself again. Your confidence builds, your stress drops, and your productivity goes up. So it's worth practicing this and getting good at it. All right. That's all I have for you today. But if you're ready to really stop task hopping and actually finish what you start, I want to invite you to my next Focused and Finished Accelerator workshop. This is proven to be really beneficial to the people who are participating. And so my next one is Thursday, November 13th. It's from 9 to 3. It goes fast. There's some breaks in there. If you're interested, put workshop in the comments or message me and I'll send you the link to register. If you can't come in November, but you want to find out more about it anyway, just message me because I probably will do it again. But you will walk away with your own individualized focus flow plan. And it is awesome. It's live, it's interactive. I do a little bit of teaching and then we work on an activity together in a workbook. Then we share responses, there's question and answer, and then we do it again. And it's great. It's not me talking, it's us working together. I do hot seat coaching individually to help you specifically hone in on your issues. You can watch me coach others. You can get your own questions answered if you want. It is great. It is live, it's interactive, and you're gonna love it. I do have a special price going on right now. So message me for more information. And listen, if you're interested in working with me as a coach or joining my group coaching program, then let me know and I'll get you some more information. I'd like to find out a little bit more about you and your situation just to make sure it's a good fit. So thank you for joining me today. Remember, your brain is not broken. It just needs the right system. So start small, celebrate often, and I hope to see you in the Focused and Finished Accelerator workshop. And look forward to that. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.